Vanessa Brown. I am 23 from Newport News, Virginia. I'm so super excited that the community is now part of the At Fellows program. I've heard so much about you from friends that have interned with the community before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just tell you guys a little bit about myself. So first, I know you guys see all of these books around me, and my grandma is a librarian, so I'm here helping her out today. So if you hear an echo, I'm really sorry, but it's just because of where I'm at. So this past year, I graduated from the VCU Brand Center, and I was a part of the Creative Brand Management track, which in the advertising world is the account management team. And I really think that the VCU Brand Center gives me a special perspective because I feel that I've already been in the advertising world, even though I really haven't, because that's how we are treated at the Brand Center. I've worked in cross-functional teams with other art directors, copywriters, experienced designers, strategists, and account people. And it feels real because we do have real world clients as well as case study clients. I stayed up all night working on a project. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours doing a keynote. Ooh, those keynotes are a lot. I've literally worked up until the last minute. I've gotten hundreds of no's from pitches that I've done, and my feelings were very hurt, but it is what it is advertising. So I think that the Brand Center has really laid the foundation for me of how the advertising world is set up and how it's going to go. And it doesn't scare me, and it actually gets me pretty excited. And because we have real life clients, that's when I really feel that I get to use my creativity. So one of my favorite projects where I really had a big say in the project is with Virginia Distilleries Association. So that was one of our real life clients, and they briefed us to create a consumer facing brand. So when I first heard of Virginia Distilleries, I really didn't know what it was in general, but as we talked and got briefed, it's really the association for spirits that are produced and made in the state of Virginia. There's this group of people that want this to be as big as wine distilleries or beer distilleries, but that same what is the word? That same flair is not in it when it comes to spirits. So they want this to become a consumer-facing product so that people know that spirits are made and produced here and that more people start to buy those spirits instead of your regular Grey Goose or Smirnoff or whatever other drink that you may already buy. So the reason I fell in love with this project is because it went deeper than just spirits and alcohol, which is what we originally thought. It went into the lawmaking process. It went into policy. It went into ABC stores and logistics and how things are placed and even different bars. So what me and my team did is we did a deep dive, and it really helped us in the long run, and it really helped us actually win this pitch. So not only did we go to spirit distilleries, we went to ABC stores and we looked at those logistics. We looked at where these Virginia spirits were. We went to different bars and we just watched people. I know that sounds a little creepy, but we watched people and we watched what they got to drink. Were they drinking the Bell's Owl, spirit that was produced in Virginia, or were they drinking Grey Goose? And all together, we came up with this new subgroup called Virginia Spirits. And somewhere in this video, I'm going to also upload some of this work because my team did an excellent job. And some of this work is actually being produced. They are using some of the ideas now. So, make sure you guys actually look out for those in the ABC stores. But yeah, so we turned Virginia Distilleries Association into Virginia Spirits, which is the consumer-facing logo and name of this new subgroup. We changed the font, we changed the colors, we made it bright and open so that it was easy for people to know that spirits are made and produced in the state of Virginia. And we had a couple phases to this new marketing campaign. So one of our phases was identification. When you go into an ABC store and you are making your selection about what to drink, what do you choose? Do you choose that Grey Goose, or do you choose the spirit that was made and produced in Virginia? But the problem was that most people didn't know what spirits were made and produced. So what we did was, with our new logo, we put that on some of the price tags. So now when people look at the price, they can know that, hey, this spirit was made and produced here. We also created a statewide bar program so that bars around the United States that already sell Virginia spirits can sell more of those spirits. We created cocktail cards. We 3D printed these cocktail coasters that I'll put in here somewhere. And we created these bar guides for these new videos, and even tasty videos, just showing that there are all of these cool new spirits that you can use besides just your bottom shelf liquor. And not only did we just do a new name, new logo on social media, but we took it a step further and we created a consumer-facing portal or web page. We created a user login and a password so that once they log on, if they really are interested in Virginia spirits, that they can take a distillery tour. There are over 47 distilleries in the state of Virginia that produce spirits. So they could go to these, they could buy a cocktail kit, which we also created, which has a variety of different spirits that are produced in the state of Virginia. And this cocktail kit gives them a chance to try new spirits because nobody wants to buy 72 fluid ounces of alcohol that they've never bought before. So this makes it easy and accessible for people to try new spirits. And this was probably one of my favorites, first because of my group. We were all very different and dynamic, and it just worked. It just flowed for us, and it made everything come together, but also because we were actually very passionate about this project. We were very detail-oriented, and it was just one of my favorites. So, yeah, but all of my projects aren't always that smooth in the real world or at a brand center. And there was one project that was very challenging for me, and that was I was given a brief from my professor to create a LGBTQIA comic book for teenagers. And I was in a group with 3 people, including myself. It was me, one other female, and one male. Now, this male happened to be gay, and I was ecstatic about that because he had an insight that we never could. He knew about this topic, and he knew more than any of us. So I thought that would be to our advantage. But of course, things never work that way, and it actually came to be at a disadvantage because as we did our research, primary and secondary, we compared notes, we put our Google Drives together, we started pulling all of these things, and I started to notice that this male partner didn't have any facts. Everything that he would bring to the table was his own opinions. It happened in his life, and it was just very tailored to himself. And at first, I wanted to hear his input on the topic and the situation and the things that we talked about. So I let him say what he had to say, but it got to a point in the project where there were no facts, and I couldn't let it slide because it wouldn't be good for the good of the group or the project. So I called a lemon squeeze, and we had to have a sit-down talk, and it was probably one of the hardest things that I had to do for 2 reasons. First, because we're talking about sexuality and things that people feel uncomfortable about, but also based on age. The person who I was talking to was the oldest person at Branson, and I was the youngest. So there were a lot of different challenges that we had to overcome, but for the good of the group and for the project, it just had to be said. And I let him know in a very nice and polite way that, we need to stick to the facts. I love your opinions, and I love everything that you are bringing to the table, but we need to make sure that we keep this project grounded in facts and statistics, because that's what we're getting graded on. And it was a difficult conversation, but we had the conversation, and after the project was done, we got a good grade, and he came up to me, and he let me know that he appreciated me telling him that, we had to stick to the facts, because he was so passionate about this project that things kind of slipped away from him. But that always happens, so it just happens sometimes. We all get passionate about something. But that leads me into the next question about stress. That project really stressed me out. But if I had to kind of pick an animal that describes me under stress the best, it would actually be a caterpillar. So the reason why I say a caterpillar is because, first, I love stress. I know that might seem crazy, but I think that stress is a good thing. When I am stressed, I work harder, I work faster, I think smarter, I cut out all of the fluff. Nobody wants fluff in their presentations, in their projects, in their pitches. Nobody wants that. So I just think that having that stress just really puts a fire under your butt to make you move as quick as possible, as well as for you and your team. So, a caterpillar. So when a caterpillar is hungry, hungry is their stress, I guess. So when a caterpillar is hungry, they eat leaves. And from these leaves, they get the enzymes and the cells and all of the energy. They take everything from those leaves. And once they had enough leaves, they build a cocoon. And once they have built this cocoon and they've taken all of the energy and all of the cells out of these leaves, they begin to grow. They grow an antler. Not an antler, an antenna. They grow an antenna, they grow a leg, and they begin to grow wings. And once they are fully grown, they burst out of that cocoon and then metamorphosize or transform into a butterfly. And that's how I feel under stress. I take everything that I need to know about a project or an idea or a situation. I get it all together. I analyze it. I look at it. I think on it. I take a break. I just try to suck it all in, and then I come out with the project by myself or with the group, and we always seem to get it done. And I think that is that cocoon phase, that we are just trapped in a room, we're trapped at our desk, we're trapped wherever, and we're just working to get it done. And then after that project is done, we all become butterflies. We all soar. It all becomes good. All of the bad stuff that happened to me or to happen to the group no longer exists, because we are butterflies now. So my stress animal is definitely a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly. I don't know if that's two different animals or one animal, but yeah. So if I was on a desert island and I could only bring one ad, it would probably be the Dove Real Beauty campaign. Because then I could dream and think about being clean all the time and having nice and moisturized legs. That's really important to me, being moisturized. So I will definitely take Dove, but not just because of the lotion and being clean, but this actually has real sentimental value to me. The Dove Real Beauty campaign came out in 2004, and I think in 2004, I was a junior in Girl Scouts. I still live by the Girl Scout law to this day. And I promise you, we solved like 12 different patches, all from this campaign. So we had patches on self-esteem, on body issues, on health, on fashion, on measuring and picking out the correct size, on photography, on wrinkles in your body. We have all of these different patches. This from this one campaign. It really made a difference to have real women showing off their flaws, because our flaws are what make us beautiful. Girl Scouts has taught me a lot, and I don't know, I will just remember it forever. I think that it's just a very powerful ad, and it's unforgettable. Uh, let's see what's next. Okay, so to fill in the blanks. If it weren't for smart boards, you would not know what I'm thinking. Smart boards are like my best friend. I keep 2 or 3 dry erase markers in my bag. I know that seems a little weird, but I do. I am the type of person that loves to write every single thing down. Everybody go crazy. Let's do crazy walls for 5 minutes. Let's take our own couple of minutes and just do it. And if I was my own Wikipedia page, first I would pick bold. I would say that I am bold because of my personality. I'm very outgoing. I am opinionated, and I also take risk. I like to push the envelope and see how far we can go. Second would be flexible. I think that I am very flexible when it comes to working, whether I'm working in a group, whether I'm working by myself. I can work with any single person, but also, if you need me to make the keynote, I can make the keynote. If you need me to present, I can present. If you need me to be a man on the street person, I can do it as well. I'm very flexible. Third would be detail oriented. Now, when it comes to details, I always think that the small things really matter. And for me, I'm a very anal person. When it comes to scheduling meetings, I am one of the only people that like to still pencil things in. I don't care if I have a Google Calendar. I need to pencil it in. I'm the type of person that is always 15 minutes ahead of time. If I have a meeting, I like to have an agenda. I like to write out what we're going to talk about and what we're going to do. There's no reason for us to have an hour and 25-hour meeting if we can have it in 45 minutes. Let's just get things done and do it in the right way. Number 4 would be charming. I think that I am pretty charming in the way of that I think that I am a great presenter, and I think that you always need that one person in your group to sell the product, to woo the crowd, to make everybody want this idea or thing that you're selling. And I think that I do a really good job at that. And I think lastly, it will be driven. I think that the last word will be driven, is that I am a person that always has a goal in mind. I set goals all the time. I set a 3-month goal, a 6-month goal, a yearly goal. I have daily goals, and I reach to accomplish those. And that's kind of that's what drives me. That's what pushes me even further every single day. Then let's see what's left. Okay, housekeeping. So when it comes to communal living, I'm definitely okay with living with others. I've been in college for the past 6 years, and I've lived with other people, and I am really interested in co-living spaces, and now I live in a co-living space. So definitely don't have a problem living with other people. And I was always told from my professors that if you can't last on a plane with somebody for more than 3 hours, then, how do you think your project is really going to go? And I kind of feel the same way for this communal living, because we'll be living and working together. So it's either going to make us or break us. But hopefully it makes us and not breaks us. And at the end of this, do I see myself working in Miami? Yes, 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 yes. I was super excited and stoked to hear about the community. Like I said before, I've had a couple of friends from Brand Center actually intern there last summer. And I mean, who wouldn't want to live in Miami? But on a more serious note, before I actually applied to the Verizon At Fellows program, I was only applying to agencies down south. So places like VML, Moxie, and the Richards Group, just to name a few. So I'm definitely open to living and working in Miami. I told myself that I would let the industry decide where I live and where I work, because I want to be open to every and all instances and agencies. So, I mean, I really hope that I get chosen to work at the community. Hey, I'm leaving it up to the advertising gods. So please, I hope I get it. But again, my name is Vanessa Brown. I am from the VCU Brand Center, and it was nice to meet you guys, and I see you guys in a couple weeks. Have a great day.